Lyra listened carefully. She felt a flicker of hope. For the first time, someone believed in her. The humans planned to confront the alien leaders, hoping to protect her and her people. As night fell, the group made their way to the Alien Council Hall. It was a large, impressive building with tall doors and bright lights. Inside, they could hear the voices of the council members debating Lyra's fate. "Let's go," Alex whispered, and they pushed open the heavy doors. The room fell silent as the humans entered. The council members, strange beings with colorful skin and sharp features, turned to stare at them. They looked confused and angry. "What are you doing here, humans?" one of the leaders demanded. "This is not your place!" Alex stepped forward, his heart racing. "We are here to speak on behalf of Lyra. She is not a traitor. She deserves your protection." The council members exchanged glances, surprised by the humans' bravery. "And why should we listen to you?" another leader sneered. "You have no power here. We may not be from this planet," Mia said boldly, "but we stand for justice. Lyra has done nothing wrong. She is a victim of your mistakes." The council members shifted uncomfortably. They were used to people bowing to their authority, not challenging it. "You think you can change our minds?" one of them asked, their voice dripping with sarcasm. "Yes," Alex replied, his voice steady. "We believe that all beings deserve to be treated fairly. You have the power to protect Lyra and her people. Will you do the right thing?" The room was filled with tension. Lyra watched, her heart pounding. Would they listen? Would they see the truth? Just then, one council member stood up. "You humans are bold, but you are also foolish. You risk your lives for an alien girl. But it's worth it," Alex replied. "You have a chance to show that you are better than this. Don't let fear dictate your actions." Lyra felt a rush of gratitude. The humans were fighting for her, and she couldn't let them down. "Please," she cried out. "You can't let them hurt me. I just want to go home." The council members hesitated, their expressions shifting from anger to uncertainty. Lyra's words hung in the air, and for the first time they looked unsure. Finally, one leader spoke up. "We will consider your words, but understand this. If you are wrong, the consequences will be severe." With that, the council meeting ended. The humans left the hall exhausted but hopeful. They had taken a stand for Lyra, and now they had to wait. The fight was far from over, but they were ready to face whatever came next. The air in Zargoth was thick with tension as Lyra and the humans waited for the council's decision. Days passed and anxiety grew. They remained hidden in their small room, knowing that the alien leaders could change their minds at any moment. Lyra felt a mix of hope and fear, not knowing what the future held for her or her people. One afternoon, while they were discussing their next steps, Mia burst into the room, her face pale. "The guards are coming! They're searching for you, Lyra." Panic spread through the group like wildfire. "What do we do?" Alex asked, his voice steady but urgent. "Get out through the back!" Mia shouted. "We need to move quickly." Without wasting a moment, they all rushed to the back door. Lyra's heart raced as she followed the humans. She could hear the distant shouts of the guards echoing in the streets. They were close, and time was running out. As they dashed through narrow alleys and dark corners, Lyra felt a surge of fear. The sounds of boots hitting the ground grew louder. The humans kept glancing back, their expressions tense and determined. They had taken a stand for her, and now they were risking their lives to keep her safe. "Keep going!" Alex urged, pushing Lyra forward. "We need to find a place to hide!" Suddenly, they turned a corner and found themselves in a small square. It was empty with no place to hide. "This way!" Mia pointed to a nearby building. They dashed inside just as the guards rounded the corner. Inside the building, they huddled behind crates and waited, hearts pounding. The guards stormed in, shouting commands. "Search everywhere! She must be here!" Lyra held her breath, praying they wouldn't find them. She peeked through a gap in the crates and saw the guards searching, their faces angry and determined. Just then, one of the guards pointed toward the crates. "Over there! I see something!" In a rush of fear, the humans prepared to fight. "Get ready!" Alex whispered. But just as the guards approached, a loud crash echoed from the entrance of the building. A group of aliens burst in, attacking the guards with weapons drawn. It was chaos. The humans quickly joined the fight, using their own skills to defend themselves and Lyra. Lyra watched in shock as Alex fought bravely alongside Mia. The sounds of clashing and shouting filled the air. But then, something unexpected happened. In the midst of the battle, one of the humans, an older man named Tom began to act strangely. Instead of fighting with the others, he slipped away into the shadows, unnoticed by everyone else. "Tom, where are you going?" Mia shouted, but it was too late. He disappeared from view. "Focus on the fight!" Alex yelled back, keeping his eyes on the guards. They fought hard, pushing back against their attackers. Lyra felt a mixture of fear and admiration for the humans. They were risking everything to protect her, and she wanted to help. After a fierce struggle, the guards were finally defeated. The remaining attackers turned to the humans, their faces showing uncertainty. "Who are you?" one of them asked, lowering their weapon. "We're here to help Lyra," Alex explained, catching his breath. "We need to keep her safe." Just then, a familiar figure stepped forward. It was Tom, but he was not alone. He had brought more guards with him, and they were ready to capture Lyra and the humans. "What have you done?" Tom sneered, his eyes cold. "You thought you could win? You're outnumbered now." Lyra's heart sank. The betrayal hit her hard. Tom had been one of the ones to support her, but now he was against them. The humans stood in shock, realizing they had been betrayed by one of their own. "Why, Tom?" Mia demanded. "We trusted you." "Trust is for fools," Tom replied with a smirk. "Now surrender and I might let you live." Just as they prepared to fight again, Lyra stepped forward. "No! I won't let you hurt them!" she shouted, her voice strong. The room fell silent. Tom looked taken aback. "You think you can stop me?" But Lyra stood tall. "Together we are stronger. You will not take us down." With that, the humans and Lyra prepared to fight for their freedom once more. The battle was far from over, and now they had a new reason to stand strong: the truth, friendship, and the fight against betrayal. After the betrayal, the atmosphere was tense. Lyra and the humans had escaped the building, but they knew they needed to find allies quickly. Tom's actions had shaken their trust, and they couldn't afford to be vulnerable again. "We need a plan," Alex said, catching his breath. The group stood in an alley, hidden from the view of the bustling streets of Zargoth. "We can't fight this battle alone. We need help." Lyra nodded, feeling the weight of her situation. "I know some people who might help us," she said hesitantly, "but they are not easy to find." "Anyone is better than no one," Mia replied, her voice steady. "Where do we go?" "Follow me," Lyra said, leading them through a maze of narrow alleys and hidden paths. She felt a flicker of hope as she guided them deeper into the heart of Zargoth. The streets were alive with sounds and colors, but Lyra felt different now, stronger and more determined. Finally, they arrived at a small tavern, its entrance dimly lit and inviting. "This is the place," Lyra said, "but be careful. The people here are not always friendly." As they entered, the air was thick with smoke and laughter. Strange aliens filled the room, sharing stories and drinks. The humans looked around, nervous but curious. Lyra led them to a corner table where a group of aliens was gathered. "Rax, I need your help," she called out to a tall alien with bright green skin and sharp features. Rax turned, his expression shifting from surprise to concern when he saw Lyra. "Lyra, what are you doing here?" Rax asked, his voice low. "You shouldn't be out in the open. I know, but I need your help. I'm in danger, and so are my new friends." She gestured to the humans. "We are fighting against those who want to hurt us." Rax's eyes narrowed. "Humans? Why should I trust them?" "They saved me," Lyra insisted. "They stood up for me when no one else would. You have to believe me." Rax considered this, looking at the humans. "All right," he said slowly. "But if they betray us, I will not hesitate to turn against you." The humans nodded, understanding the risks. "We won't let you down," Alex said earnestly. "Good," Rax replied. "We can't fight this battle alone. I know others who might join us." He began to explain the plan. "We need to gather allies from different clans. Some are unhappy with the council's decisions and would be willing to fight." As the group discussed their next steps, Lyra felt a sense of hope rising in her chest. Together, they could make a difference. The next day, they set out to meet different clans. Each meeting was filled with tension, but the humans did their best to connect with the aliens. They shared stories of courage, friendship, and the importance of standing up for what is right. At one meeting, they met a clan of blue-skinned aliens who were skilled fighters. Their leader, a fierce warrior named Zuna, listened carefully to Lyra's story. "You say you want to protect your people?" she asked, her voice commanding. "Yes," Lyra replied. "I want to end this cycle of fear and betrayal. We can work together to create peace." Zuna thought for a moment. "I will gather my warriors. We will fight for you." Excitement bubbled in the group. With Zuna's clan on their side, they felt more powerful. Next, they visited a group of aliens known for their intelligence. They were scientists and strategists who had been watching the conflict from a distance. Their leader, a wise alien named Kiro, listened closely to their plans. "You have a brave heart, Lyra," Kiro said. "Knowledge is power. We can help you create strategies to outsmart the Council." As they continued to build their alliance, Lyra felt a deep sense of gratitude for the humans and the new allies they were gathering. They were no longer just a group hiding in the shadows. They were becoming a force to be reckoned with. After days of meetings, they finally gathered at a secret location, a hidden cave outside the city. All the clans had come together, and the atmosphere was charged with excitement. Lyra stood before them, her heart racing. "Together we are stronger," she proclaimed. "We have faced betrayal, but we will not back down. We will fight for our freedom and our right to exist." Cheers erupted from the crowd. Lyra felt empowered. With the support of her allies, she knew they had a chance. The battle was still ahead, but they were ready to stand together against any foe. The day of the battle arrived, and tension hung in the air like a thick fog. Lyra and her allies gathered at the edge of Zargoth, ready to face the Council. The bright sun shone above them, but their hearts were heavy with the weight of what was to come. Lyra stood at the front of the group, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. The humans, the blue-skinned warriors led by Zuna, and the wise strategists led by Cairo were all with her. They had trained and prepared for this moment, but she still worried about what might happen. "Remember our plan," Rax said, stepping forward to rally the troops. "We fight together, and we do not back down. The Council has underestimated us for too long. Today we show them our strength." Cheers erupted from the crowd, and Lyra felt a rush of determination. They would not let fear control them any longer. They would fight for their freedom and for the lives of those they loved. As they moved toward the Council's stronghold, the sounds of battle began to fill the air. The Council guards were already prepared, their faces serious and ready for a fight. Lyra's heart raced as they drew closer. Suddenly, a loud horn sounded from the Council's stronghold. It echoed through the streets, signaling the start of the battle. The guards rushed forward, weapons drawn, ready to attack. "Here they come!" Mia shouted, raising her weapon. "Stay together!" The allies positioned themselves, forming a strong line against the advancing guards. As the guards charged, Lyra took a deep breath and remembered the training they had practiced. She felt the support of her friends beside her. With a fierce battle cry, Zuna's warriors charged forward, engaging the guards in close combat. The sounds of clashing weapons filled the air, and the chaos of battle began. Lyra fought alongside the humans, her heart pounding as she swung her weapon, aiming to protect her new friends. In the thick of the fight, Lyra spotted Tom among the guards. He had betrayed them before, and now he was determined to stop them. Their eyes met for a brief moment, and Lyra felt a mix of anger and sadness. "Lyra, you should have stayed away!" Tom shouted, lunging at her. With quick reflexes, she dodged his attack and countered with her own. "I will not let you hurt my friends!" she replied fiercely. The battle raged on, and the allies fought bravely. The blue-skinned warriors moved with precision, while the humans showed their strength and teamwork. Kiro directed them from the back, calling out strategies that helped them outmaneuver the guards. But the Council was not easily defeated. They had powerful weapons and were determined to protect their rule. As the battle intensified, Lyra saw one of the Council members, a tall alien named Drax, watching from the safety of the stronghold. He had a smug expression, confident that they would win. "Keep pushing forward," Alex shouted, urging the group onward. "We can't let them win!" With renewed energy, the allies pressed on, fighting through the guards. Lyra's heart raced as she fought alongside her friends, dodging attacks and striking back. Every swing of her weapon felt like a step closer to freedom. Just when it seemed they were gaining ground, more guards emerged from the stronghold surrounding them. It felt overwhelming, and Lyra's heart sank. Would they be able to hold their ground? Then, out of nowhere, Zuna and her warriors charged toward Drax, intent on taking him down. "We must take out their leader," Zuna yelled, her eyes fierce. The humans followed her lead, pushing toward the stronghold with all their might. Lyra felt a surge of courage as they fought their way to Drax. In a final showdown, Lyra faced Tom again. "You can still join us," she urged, desperate for him to understand. "We can fight together!" But Tom shook his head, a grim expression on his face. I won't betray my kind again, Lyra. With a heavy heart, she realized he had made his choice. In that moment, she focused on the battle at hand. Finally, after what felt like hours, they reached Drax. With one powerful strike from Zuna, he fell to the ground, and the remaining guards hesitated, uncertainty spreading among them. Lyra seized the moment. "We are not your enemies," she shouted. "Together, we can build a better future." Seeing their leader defeated, many guards lowered their weapons. The tide had turned, and victory was within reach. As the battle ended, cheers erupted among the allies. They had fought bravely and won against the council. Lyra looked around at her friends, her heart swelling with pride. Together they had changed their destiny. Together they had stood up against fear and betrayal. Now they could build a new future side by side.